How you doing, guys? I'm Trenius Henderson and you're here on the infamous Living Room Network. Divine power is always working for us because we're trying to do right. So I've been talking to people about this thing, man, and I've been getting everybody's opinion as well as just keeping my own opinion and just standing up for what I believe in. And it's about Lil Wayne. Lil Wayne on Nightline the other night, he was talking about his views on Black Lives Matter. Now, you know all the little controversy that's been going on with the police killings and all that stuff around the United States of America and so forth. I'm the type of guy, first of all, let me just tell you from the very jump, I'm the type of guy who understands it from all different angles of the spectrum. Meaning I understand the people that believe in the Black Lives Matter. I understand all the people that believe that all lives matter, and I also understand Lil Wayne's standpoint and, you know, how he sees racism and some of the statements that he made about racism, such as racism not existing. I definitely understand where he's coming from when he say that, and I'm gonna tell you why, guys. But first of all, I want to let you know that I'm on nobody's side. I'm just a guy who's entitled to my own opinion, because I believe that everybody's opinion matter, you know, and we should definitely be more susceptible to listening to another person's opinion rather than saying, hey, you're wrong, I'm right, you know, because that's not what it's all about. That's not how we solve problems at the end of the day, by pointing fingers at other people and saying you're the wrong one, she's the wrong one, he did it, she did it. No, we need to come to the solution, and the solution is understanding. The solution is listening so that we can adopt other people's a little bit of other people's perspectives, and, you know, maybe integrate it into the way we see things as individuals. So yeah, I really feel like Lil Wayne, you know, is right to a degree, to an extent. I really feel the way he feels, you know, when he makes some of the statements such as, you know, he don't believe that racism exists. Now, that's complete blasphemy if you ask me, because I do believe racism does exist. I've had plenty of people that I've had an opportunity to grow up with in my life, and they've told me many stories about, you know, how they were being treated racist. I'm not going to say what color the person that they were, but I've heard many different sides of racism. So I know that there are hateful people out there that just don't like people because of the color of their skin. Like, I know that is a fact. You know, I see it on TV. You know, we see it in movies. We see it everywhere all around us, man, because that's a part of our reality, because it's something that do exist. You know, anything that's a part of our reality, you know, that we're able to experience and see with our own two eyes, yes, it does exist, even though we might not experience it in our own personal life. Now, me personally, the truth is, and I'm not lying, I'm not sugarcoating anything, I'm not brown nosing, I'm not fabricating anything at all, but me personally, I've never experienced racism. And when I say I've never experienced it, meaning that I've never, you know, had anybody outside of my race call me anything, you know, being that I'm a black male. Like, I've never had nobody to degrade the color of my skin. You know, if it was sarcastic, I didn't notice it because I'm so stupid sometimes. I'm so dumb and oblivious to some of the things that people say, because I like to be a positive person and I don't like to think that people would talk to me like that. So I try to, like, exit out if that is what they were, or the point that they was trying to make. You know what I mean? But you see, this is where it gets down into perspectives and your understanding about the way people say things to you. Like, people can say things about you to you all day. I mean, we have conversations every day as human beings, but how you take it is how you take it. You understand? How you take it is based on your perception of how you see that they may be talking to you. Like, you could be talking to the person of an opposite race, or I could be talking to a white person and they could be talking to me, and I might not even know this person a day of my life, and then we're having this conversation about racism, and all of a sudden they say something to you might be racist to you, but you look at me, I'm cool, calm, and collective. Why? Because I didn't catch it. Why? Because my perception is not on the same perception that you may be thinking that they said it in. You understand what I'm saying? So I definitely understand where Lil Wayne is coming from, meaning, you know, saying that he never experienced racism and it's not his path. You know, and that's one thing we got to realize as individuals, not only white people, black people, green people, red people, blue people, but we have to realize that as individuals, we all have different paths in life. You know, just because somebody goes through a path that's different from yours does not mean that your path is better than theirs, or their path is better than yours, or just because you experience racism don't mean that, you know, they're not being a full black person and they're not, you know, taking up for their roots or whatever just because they haven't experienced racism. Oh my God, no. Just because somebody go to jail don't mean you have to go to jail. You understand what I'm saying? Like, just because your friend went to jail don't mean that you're not gonna be their friend anymore because you haven't went to jail. Like, just because your friend has a felony doesn't mean that, you know, you have to have a felony along with your friend. Now, if your friend gets mad at you because you don't have a felony like them, then that's a problem. Like, there's some crazy stuff going on, you understand? But I really feel like a lot of people, you know, are looking at situations and saying, hey, you're this color, so you should feel like me. Or you're white, so you should feel like us. You know, because not only were there black people out there protesting in the Black Lives Matter, but there were a lot of white people all over the country protesting for the same cause. So it's not even about black and white. You know, at the end of the day, it's not really about black and white, because you have a lot of people that are of the opposite race that are standing up for people of the opposite race. You know, and you know, there are a lot of things going on with other races too, you know, such as Hispanics and stuff like that. But you know, for some strange reason, it seems to be that you know things such as black police shootings and all that, you know, taking place all across America has been the number one thing that's being highlighted as though it's like such a big deal. And you know, we want to make the black people look bad, or we want to show black people that we're in control as white people, or whatever the case may be, whatever the perception may be of the whole collective consciousness of the mass population of the media. Who knows? I don't know. You know, I'm not the person in charge of media takeout, but I definitely just want to say I definitely understand where Lil Wayne is coming from, as you know, being a dude that has not experienced racism. Guys, we cannot knock this dude just because he's never experienced racism. I mean, he told you the story of how he was young and he got shot, and the person that saved him was a white man. I mean, and after that, I mean, he probably never experienced racism. It's as simple as that, you know. And then because he blew up like right after, you know, he got shot and all this stuff and whatnot. But Lil Wayne, he sold drugs when he was growing up. He lived in the projects. The only person that he was probably against was the police. I mean, and they could have been any color. It could have been green, white, blue, or pink. I mean, but I'm pretty sure that, you know, in everybody's culture, in everybody's race, we all talk about each other. We do. White people talk about black people. Black people talk about white people. Indian people talking about the Hispanics. Hispanics talk about the white people. It's just everybody talks about each other because this is an in-house debate. You understand what I'm saying? Like, we like to talk about people behind closed doors. Everybody does it. Like, everybody does it. No one is perfect. Everybody's imperfect. You talk about your mother behind her back. You know, mother, you talk about your mother behind her back, and brother, you talk about your brother behind your back, and everybody talks behind each other's backs, you know, behind closed doors. So yes, racism does exist behind closed doors, but when it comes out into the public eye, people aren't necessarily showing you that they're racist. You know what I mean? Except when we see stuff on TV like, you know, mass police shootings and stuff like that of black people getting killed and all this and that. Yeah, it's a problem. It's definitely a problem. And I definitely agree that it's something that needs to be, you know, taken seriously. Yes, and black lives do matter. Black lives do matter. And I'm all for the cause of Black Lives Matter. Don't get this video twisted. I am for the cause of Black Lives Matter. I do want to get down to the bottom of why so many black males are being shot down in the streets innocently without a gun by police officers. But my thing is, why all of a sudden is this something that's just now making the media? But it's been going on. You know what I'm saying? It's been going on. I know it's just not just now making the media, but it's something that's been going on. But a lot of people are new to this whole thing, and like, they really can see the truth of how, you know, police brutality towards black people, you know, is really real. You know, and for this stuff to be taking place is really waking a lot of people up to the truth. And so, you know, there are reinforcements, you know, taking play to help this thing, you know, get down to the solution. You understand what I'm saying? And this is not something that can happen overnight. Just like equality and everybody coming together on a world scale to be cool with each other. Like, it's just not something that's gonna happen overnight. Like, you know, the solution for climate change, it's just not something that's going to happen overnight, because you still have people that want to, you know, burn coal and, fossil fuels and stuff. You know what I'm saying? Like anything that some people want to do some things while other people want to do other things. Some people want to still remain racist while people over here want to be non-racist. I mean, it's a never-ending story, but it's something that we as mankind can work on together and say, hey, we notice that this is a problem. Let's have more of us come over here on this side where it's all good, and let's try to create this solution over here to where it's all bad. You understand? So I think that's how we handle the issue. But once again, everybody's entitled to their own opinion on how they feel about racism. That's just something that you just have to deal with as an individual. Like, you can't get mad just because you experience racism and somebody else ain't. I mean, come on now. I mean, let's get a man a break. So I agree with Lil Wayne. But I also agree with Black Lives Matter. I also agree with All Lives Matter. And I also do believe that racism does not exist for some people. It's just not their path. They just haven't experienced it. And who am I to sit here and point the finger and say, hey, you're wrong because you've not experienced racism and we have? No. I'm not on nobody's side. I'm definitely in the middle. I am the moderator. I am Trenius Henderson. This is the infamous Living Room Network. I hope this video resonated with you. Speak up, let your voice be known. Let me hear your comments. Let me hear what you think about it. In the meantime, I'll see you next time on the next video. Peace.